You're in for it now.
Now pay close attention. This isn't something you see every day.
All right, welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about the G.I. Joe classified series Shipwreck. Real name, Hector X Delgado. Now, this guy was born in Chula Vista, California. He is Spanish descent. He grew up near a naval base. I mean, this guy is one of the most fleshed out characters in all of G.I. Joe, I have to say. This character was solely created for the cartoon. Then they came out with the figure. So he was created for the cartoon back in 1984. Then they came out with the figure, and then in 1985 they put him in the comic book, which he appeared in. I think it was like, what was it, issue number 40 in the comic. Anyway, when this guy was created, they wanted a character that was a cross between Jack Nicholson from his movie something Delta, I can't remember the beginning of it, and from Popeye the Sailor Man. So he's actually a cross between two. So when you actually hear him in the cartoon, he kind of sounds like Jack Nicholson. So that is what they were trying to achieve with that. Now, this guy was adopted. He actually comes out and tells that to his nephew in one of the episodes, because his nephew was adopted as well. And he tells his nephew, he's like, hey man, listen, it's great that we have people that love us probably more than our actual real parents ever did. He also helps Flint, Mutt, and Junkyard when he first appears. And I think it's like the, fourth episode of the series. It's been a long time, so if I get it wrong, don't get angry. Or he uses his land sail to help them escape. And then also, you know, he's on his adventures with Snake Eyes in what was it called? The Pyramid of Darkness, I think it was, where they end up with that, and then that Cobra Bar, and they get to that scuffle. Anyway, I digress. Let me not get into too much stuff. This guy here, he entered into the Navy at the age of 16 with the permission of his parents, which then later on he does reveal to the fact that he entered into the Navy Academy at a younger age. He wasn't even of age. He shouldn't have even been in there. So he lied. Oh well. But with Shipwreck, not only is he a man of action, but he is also one of the laziest Joes that I have ever seen. But that's his character. When it comes down to business, he's there. He's ready to fight. He's ready to, you know, put his boots on the ground and get moving. With that being said, this guy is also a, he's a, I forget, a gunnery in the Navy. I know that's incorrect, but he has M14, M16, and Browning 50 caliber. He's an expert at those weapons, plus a lot more. I'm not going to get into everything because I'm just holding you guys here. I'm probably boring you with all this. But he is a great figure. So let's get into taking a look at the detail that Hasbro has put into this figure, and then we'll move on from there. Now, taking a look at Shipwreck himself, I love the face sculpt. Nostalgic head sculpt. I love the fact that they put the hair on the chest right there from the open shirt. Yeah, I mean, it's great. His Navy hat, very well done. The hair down the back. I like the fact that he has his sergeant emblem on the side with his naval emblem also with it on both sides of his arms. Then here he has his tattoo with the anchor, which is very nice. Now, in the original figure, if I'm not mistaken, he had two of these anchor tattoos on both sides, and then they traded this one for a shark. I would have rather have had the anchor. That's just my opinion. I mean, the shark is cool, don't get me wrong, but I still would have rather have had the anchor on this side. But either way, they have the shark. It's cool looking. But the shark is more vibrant than this, than the Navy anchor on this arm here. Anyway, we have the wristbands, we have his belt. Now, he does have a buckle under here. And I've been trying to see it. And it is a Navy emblem that he has on that buckle. You have his belt, his hook, his holster, His thigh holster, I like the fact that they put all the little leather effects. I like the fact that he has all the buckles and loops and stuff on the belt itself. Nice little pouch on the side here. You have a peg hole here on the wrist for Polly. And then moving down now, I don't know if anybody can tell me down in the comments. I have a light blue on the pants and then dark here. Maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be made. But that's cool. His navy blues and then down to his boots. I mean, they did a perfect job with that. So with that being said, guys, let's get into taking a look at some posing with this guy. I want to do some posing with him, and then we'll look at his accessories, and then I'll give you my thoughts and my pet peeves that I actually have. He's a great figure, but there are a couple things that I just have a little bit of an issue with, which isn't nothing crazy, but it's just something that I'm going to point out. And once again, this is just my opinion. Alright, now that we have shown off all of Shipwreck's accessories and everything that he comes with, let's get into taking a look at some comparisons, and then I will give you my final thoughts on this figure and its accessories. Alright, and this is how Shipwreck compares to the OG Bazooka. And here's how Shipwreck compares to Torpedo. And here's how Shipwreck compares to the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Lawson's version. Alright guys, so that's how he compares to a couple other figures in the same line, and I love the fact on how he compares, or even just this line compares to that NECA line of the Ninja Turtles by Jim Lawson, that version of his artwork. I love the fact that the Joes are actually taller than the actual turtles, so they actually can fit into that line if you want them to fit in. But before we bring this review to a close, I just want to go over a couple things that I have a pet peeve with. Look, it doesn't make the break the fact of me having this figure or the fact that Hasbro did a fabulous job with the figure. It's just me being me, and I think that if you're going to do something, then you should do it correctly all the way. That's just my opinion, and that's all this is, just my opinion. And starting off, we have Polly. Now, this is a great look at Polly here, and I think it's he's a beautiful looking bird the way they did him. Why did they give him the peg leg? That is just so awkward because Polly never had a peg leg. I just think that I get it. They wanted to do something different, and I get it, but yet why don't you just give him his other leg and just put a peg on there for him to be able to sit on his shoulder or on Shipwreck's arm? That's all I'm saying about that. And then next, my other pet peeve with this is this gun right here. Now, with this gun right here, it is a beautiful, beautiful gun, okay? The only problem is that it is a double barrel side-by-side flintlock pistol. And when you have a double barrel flintlock pistol side to side, you have a hammer on this side and you have a hammer on this side. So just out of curiosity, just wondering that when he pulls this trigger and this hammer hits here and it fires off this side of the pistol, where's the other hammer to fire off this side of the pistol? I mean, really? That's my whole point. If you're gonna do it right. And look, don't get me wrong, I made sure that I researched and looked just to make sure, and I knew offhand that I was gonna be right. But there are two hammers on this gun. They're not up and down. If they were up and down, then I understand there only being one hammer directly in the middle where the trigger would actually pull back. You have two different ways of pulling that trigger. You can pull it back once and then fire it off once, or pull it back all the way and it would fire off both barrels if they were up and down. This one here, you need another hammer here to fire off both of the chambers on here out of the barrel. That's just the way it's gonna work. Anyway, look, I'm not trying to be a certain way against Hasbro when it comes to this, because they have done a beautiful job. Yes, they've had their mistakes in the past, and listen, I've said my piece on that as well, and I will say my piece on anything and everything that I spend my money on that I turn around and find that is either off kilter or just not the way that it should be. But this line that they are putting out is fantastic. They're doing a fabulous job. Shipwreck is another figure that they have done, another character in this line that they have just knocked out of the park, and I have to give that to Hasbro. Regardless if they put the shark tattoo and took the other anchor off his arm, regardless if the gun has one hammer instead of two, or Polly has a peg leg, I can let it go. It's not going to break the bank, but I do want to point it out because for me, Polly always had two legs, and well, that's just the way it is. Anyway, guys, look, I hope you enjoyed the way I did this video, this review, I should say. I tried to mix it up, try to make it a little bit different each time, trying to just keep it fresh and new. That way it's never getting boring. I hope you guys love the fact of or like the fact that I am actually putting in the facts on these characters. If I know them, or if I know some of it, then I try to find a little bit more, because hey man, this guy's a rich character. And also, before I forget, he was also suave. He was always trying to pick up on the chicks in the cartoon, and if he didn't get decked, they were into him flirting with them. But anyway, Shipwreck has always been one of my favorite characters, and I'm glad I have him for my collection. Hopefully you guys get your hands on this guy and you have him for yours. So with that being said, guys, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below. Always hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything new that I am putting up. Thank you to everybody new that has come into this channel, everybody who's been here since the beginning, and people who have come in between. Thank you so much for being here, checking out, this channel, leaving comments. What a great community, I have to say, that you guys have helped create here, and I'm really appreciative of it. And this is why I do what I do. It's because of you guys. So thank you again. And guys, as always, I'll catch you all on the flippity flip.